everyone, welcome back. I'm Carrie and this is Keep It Simple DIY. Tonight's game night, so I am going to be making 3 Crock-Pot meals and I want to make this really simple, so I am doing only 3 ingredients plus salt and pepper, so let's get started. Alright, hair is up and we are good to go. I have a few different meats out. I have some chicken thighs. They're a little wet because I was doing the cold water defrost method. I've got chicken thighs, more chicken thighs, some chicken breasts, and then more chicken thighs. So this one was so small that I decided we'll do a little bit there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do these all at once, I think. I'll do all the chicken first and then dump everything in. I think that'll work out well. So let's see here. I think this chicken thigh I'm going to split between 2. This triple crock pot is fantastic for events like a game night. Uh-oh, I might need to thaw this a little more because I can make 3 different things and I don't necessarily know what everybody likes, but it's nice to be able to have, you know, a little bit of something and do 3 little things rather than 1 big thing, just in case people don't like it as much. That's not really fitting in there. So we're planning on having like 7 people total. And so I think we'll be good with just 3 things. I mean, that'd be, even if I just did 3 pounds of meat, we'd be good. So I probably don't need that one. The question though is, how am I gonna fit the veggies in? I think the veggies are gonna have to go in a couple hours once this is cooked down a little bit. Oh, I just started going off the wrong one. Well, that's okay. There's water everywhere now. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm just gonna do all chicken thighs. And then we'll leave the breasts. I'll put them back in the freezer. Will that be enough? 2.5 pounds? Maybe I won't do that. Okay, I've definitely decided I'm going to put the vegetables in a little bit later once they've cooked down. I think that'll be best. So I'm gonna put these in the fridge, not the freezer. Okay, vegetables are in the fridge. Let's get a little bit more chicken out here. I think that'll work out well. There'll just be a little bit of both. It'll be fine. All right, I'm gonna salt and pepper them. I can't get to all of it, but we'll get a little bit in there. Yikes. And now that I haven't even told you what we're making, let's start making them. So I am doing, you know those barbecue meatballs with chili sauce and the jelly? I never did them, but I have the stuff to do them. So I'm gonna do that on some chicken. I also have these 2 jars. So I'm in Shelf Timber Pantry Challenge. I'm trying to use things up. These are all things that I need to use up. So I'm going to do some sweet sesame and pad thai. And both of these have soy sauce in them, which causes me migraines these days. So it'll be perfect that I'll have 2 that everybody can be eating and then 1 that everybody and me can eat. Okay, got it. I am going to add probably just a little bit of the sauce. And then I'll keep it like in front of it so I remember which one's which. And then later I can add more if I think it needs more, or people can use it as a dipping sauce. I'll also be making rice, but it is currently about, I don't know, 1 o'clock? Well, it's almost 2 o'clock. So people aren't coming over until later tonight around, what time? 7 or 8? And so I have quite a bit of time for these. So let's see. Okay, this one I am going to put back in the fridge though, because that was already opened. Those will be fine for just a few hours. That one would too probably, but you know. Okay, will that work? No, we're gonna grab a spoon. And because I'm only doing a small batch of this, I'm not going to use all the jelly, just like half. Okay, I think that'll be good. So now I just need to get it plugged in and we will see them again in a little bit. Well, let me turn that over. Same here. I don't want to put the lid just completely on the sauce. What I was saying though is that we'll see these again in a couple hours once they've cooked down a little bit to add the veggies in. So this one I'm not going to add veggies. The two ingredients were the chili sauce and the grape. And so that we'll do either on bread or on rice. We could still do that. And then I'll have to figure out a side veggie or something. But I'm going to put zucchini in the sweet sesame, and then I'm going to put, is that what I was going to do? No. I'm going to put broccoli in the sweet sesame and zucchini in the pad thai. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We will do that a little later. So now these are just going to cook as soon as I plug them in, and we'll be back. I moved the crock pots to the back counter, and I figured let's make a dessert because it is game night, and I know this isn't a 3-ingredient crock pot meal, but hopefully you enjoy it anyways. I'm going to be making a Hawaiian butter mochi cake, and I've already gotten all of the ingredients out and ready, so we're doing pretty well. So I started off with 2 eggs. I have a 1/4 cup of melted butter. I have some coconut milk, some vanilla, and then sugar, baking powder, and sweet rice flour, which is also called mochiko flour or glutinous rice flour. It is the rice flour of mochi. And this is going to take a really long time to bake. I've preheated the oven to 350 degrees, and so it's going to be like 1 hour and 25 minutes, which is fine because we have plenty of time. It's only 4 o'clock. Yep, looking at the clock. It's 4 o'clock. Game night isn't for a few hours. It should cool all the way before we eat it or slice into it or anything like that. Now, if you guys aren't mixing your eggs and your any type of bread or loaves or whatever with a Danish dough whisk, you are missing out. This is the easiest way to mix a dough. Okay, let's add our sugar. The rice flour, and then I am going to put the baking powder right on top of that rice flour so I can kind of mix them together. Okay. And that's it. That's how simple this is. I have a pan out and I have parchment paper out. We just need to get this in the pan and then get it in the oven. Now before I get this in the pan, I'm going to get everything else cleaned up around me. I do know that any flour that is not a regular flour really needs to hydrate for a second. So while I put all this away, that will be hydrating. Alrighty, let's get this pan. It calls for an 8x6 pan, and you know, this might actually be 8x6. 8.5 by 7, close enough. So let's see here, let's get this sprayed down. And get some parchment paper in there. This is like wrapping a Christmas present, but in reverse. Because you're doing the like fold the corner type of deal on the inside. Okay. I am going to just make sure everything is well incorporated with this spatula as well, because this can really get the nooks and crannies. And here we go. Now I think I want to cut a little bit of this extra parchment paper off just so it doesn't burn in the oven. But then we are ready to go and get this in and baking. I'm excited. It is many hours later. It is now 7:30. People will be coming in about a half hour. I need to cut the cake, and then I also need to make the rice. So I'm going to get the rice cooking. I'm doing 2 cups of rice. Okay, 2 cups of water going in. And for the vegetables, I don't have any more room in the Instant Pot, not Instant Pot, the Crock Pot. So I did set out a separate Crock Pot and I just put broccoli in it. I will show you that in just a second. But for now, let me get this thing going. Okay. And then now we need to cut this cake, which looks fantastic. I'm actually, ooh, there's a little piece. Well, there's just the end piece. I'm happy about this. I'm gonna get a plate so I can put pieces on. Okay, so it said cut this into 12 pieces. So I think I'm gonna do half this way. I love anything mochi. So this will be cool. You know, I think I might cut it in 16 pieces instead of 12 because then people can have more. Does that make any sense? You know, like it seems like more if you have 2 pieces than if you have 1 piece, even if the 1 piece is bigger. Okay. Ooh, look at that. That is fantastic. Oh, the lighting is terrible, but this looks so good. Okay, I have the trick. I figured out what I'm gonna do. If I put them down here, then you'll never know when one goes missing. Because one's gonna go missing here in just a second. Okay, let's give this a try. That is so good. The mochi flavor inside, not flavor, but texture. A little bit of crisp outside. First and most importantly, here is this butter mochi. It is delicious. The rice is going, and let me show you what we've got going on over here. So here's a quick overview. I've got everything starting over here. I've got forks, I've got bowls. This is where the rice will go. And then we have all the chicken. So here's this one. And there's that one. And there's that one. So as for which one's which, we've got the pad thai and then the sweet sesame and then the barbecue one. And these two have the sauces that people can pour over. And then since I overfilled the crock pots, I just did broccoli right there so that people can make like a bowl. And then there's the Hawaiian rolls that I made when we made all of the different sliders. There's still extra. And then I had a little bit of curry bread that was in my freezer, and I put it in the oven with some steam, and it's a little dense still, but I put the towel over it to try to make the steam stay in. It's a little harder than I'd expect, but hopefully someone will still enjoy it 'cause it's kind of toasted. And this is just blue because of my wet erase marker that I usually label things with. So overall, we are ready. This is as simple as it is. We've got all the food there. And then we have over here the rice and the dessert, the most important part, right? So now I'm just waiting for people to get here. That does it for my game night. 3 ingredient crock pot meals. It ended up being 2 ingredients for a few because the third ingredient wouldn't fit. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you haven't yet, please subscribe. If you'd like to check out some additional crock pot videos, I will link some right here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.